If you're feeling stuck after betrayal, like no matter how hard you try, you can't move forward, please take a breath with me. 12 years ago, I was just like you. I've spent the past decade becoming a true student of soul level healing on a personal level and a collective one. And I've guided hundreds of people now through the rocky terrain of healing after betrayal and loss. Consider me like the Sherpa who guides people up the mountain. I'm walking with you, not above you. And I'm able to guide your footsteps because I've been in the same trenches myself. I know just how hard every step I'm asking you to take is, and the pitfalls to watch for. First of all, I want you to know that what you're going through is not a personal failure. Betrayal trauma is a physiological and emotional injury. Research from the American Medical Association shows that betrayal trauma activates the same regions of the brain associated with physical pain and survival threat, meaning your body responds to betrayal as if your life is at risk. So if you feel frozen, overwhelmed, confused, or shut down, that response makes perfect sense. And today I want to share 5 gentle, trauma-informed ways to begin healing without forcing yourself, bypassing your feelings, or pretending that you're over it. First, why betrayal feels so paralyzing. Betrayal isn't just an event. It's a rupture in your sense of safety. Betrayal disrupts your nervous system, your ability to trust your own intuition, your relationship with your own body, your sense of identity, and your feeling of belonging, to name just a few. For many people, betrayal is experienced as a shattering of self, a shattering of identity. Many people describe betrayal as, I don't know who I am anymore, or I don't trust myself to choose good people or make good choices. Whether you've experienced betrayal in your romantic relationship, in a family relationship, from a religious community, or if you feel betrayed by life or by God, you're not just grieving a relationship. You're grieving the version of yourself who felt safe, and often the life you thought you had. And that takes time, compassion, and gentle reconnection. Today I want to give you 5 gentle ways to start healing after betrayal. Way number 1, let your body tell the truth. After betrayal, your mind often tries to make sense of what happened, but your body holds the real story. In his book, The Body Keeps the Score, trauma expert Bessel van der Kolk writes about how victims of acute traumas are eventually able to pull together a narrative or story about what happened to them. It's a way of making sense of their experience, and it's something logical they can repeat to others. And that often, after we experience betrayal, we often do repeat that story over and over again. This trauma story can, in some ways, become like a new identity. But the healing isn't in the story. The healing is in the visceral or embodied experience that was written in your body. This is where trauma healing happens. In being able to acknowledge the tightness in your chest, the knot you feel in your stomach, the numbness you feel inside, the shaking or trauma tremors, the pressure behind your eyes, the racing thoughts and heartbeat. It brings emotion because I know them in myself and I've sat with so many others through them. Slowly, with support from a qualified therapist, a sponsor, or a mentor like me, you have to find a way to safely acknowledge and witness the reality of what your body is experiencing. When your body communicates in such triggers, instead of analyzing your way through them, try this. Place a hand on the part of your body that feels activated and simply say, I hear you, or I love you, I'm listening. No fixing, no forcing, just acknowledgement. If you've ever heard the saying, you have to feel it to heal it, this patient steady witnessing is what it's talking about, over and over, as many times as needed. I love you, I'm listening. This begins to rebuild your relationship with your inner world, the foundation of healing. Way number 2, lower your expectations of yourself. You don't heal betrayal by pushing harder. You heal by softening the pressure. Right now, your sleep may be disrupted. Your capacity is lower. Your emotions may swing. Your executive functioning may feel compromised. This is all completely normal. Give yourself permission to do less, rest more, not make major decisions, not have all the answers. In the first year after my rock bottom, after my husband's initial disclosure, it was a true roller coaster for me. Some days I'd be able to function normally. Other days I couldn't even go to the grocery store or sit on the soccer sidelines without the tears leaking out the sides of my eyes. Many days I spent hours in bed crying, reading, journaling. I couldn't stay on top of it the way I used to, and I was initially worried how that would affect my kids. But I can honestly say that I believe it served my kids to see me making space for my own emotions. And I realized that people could do things for themselves that I had always put pressure on myself to do for them. And maybe it was actually a good thing to let them do it. I let go of things like making sure everybody's bedrooms were clean or having to be on time to church. Everybody's own lines will be different of what they can let go of. But the point is that if you're in this space, there are things you can let go of and that you have to let go in order to make space for your own healing. And to me, I realized my healing is more important than clean bedrooms. And 12 years down the road, I stand by that decision 150%. 12 years down the road, I can say the most important thing I've done for myself and my family is devote myself to my own healing. Healing speeds up when your self-judgment slows down. Your system is repairing itself, and that takes time. Let that be enough. Way number 3, gently rebuild trust within yourself, not the one who betrayed you. A lot of people think healing after betrayal means figuring out whether they can trust the other person again. But actually, the real healing is learning to trust yourself again. Start small. What do I need right now? What is one boundary my body is asking for? What feels true in this moment? What is one choice I can make that aligns with my well-being? I know that these might feel like hard questions. I remember the first time I asked them to myself, feeling like I don't even know what I want. I just want everybody to be happy. And that actually kind of scared me. I realized I didn't want to live the rest of my life without knowing what I wanted. And like I said, this journey starts small. Tiny acts of self-alignment restore the internal compass that betrayal disrupts. Safety doesn't come from controlling someone else. It comes from reconnecting with you. Let me say that again. Safety doesn't come from controlling someone else. It comes from reconnecting with you. I want to give just a heads up that this is something that a lot of people don't understand. You might even hear this concept weaponized, like the problem with our relationship is that you're focusing so much on yourself instead of our relationship. I had a few authority figures express concern that I was too focused on myself as well. But you cannot address the relationship until you've got some stability in yourself. In fact, in my experience, if you have two people who are completely focused on taking ownership of their own stuff through the same framework, so they have the same goals and framework for what progress looks like and what the issues are, couples work is often largely unnecessary. My husband and I have done very little couples work in even the 12 years past disclosure. The vast majority of our work has been in individual sessions and our individual weekly groups, which we attend individually and now we attend together. As we both came to understand ourselves better, the couple's issues largely take care of themselves. People who haven't been down this road for themselves usually don't understand that. But the problem isn't the relationship. The problem is the level of consciousness and hidden expectations each individual is bringing to the relationship. Don't let anybody rob you of the gift of healing yourself first. It's the only way to create a strong foundation to rebuild anything of value. Way number 4, Regulate first, process second. Trying to process betrayal from a dysregulated state is like trying to solve a puzzle during a fire alarm. Your brain literally loses access to clarity and perspective. So before deciding anything, regulate. This is what I call finding your center in my work. Try a long exhale, box breathing, or ujjayi breath, feeling your feet on the floor, placing your hands on your heart and belly, a slow rhythmic movement like you would rock a baby. In my program, I teach reach in, reach up, reach out. It doesn't matter how long it takes, you've got to make finding your own center your top priority. Because if you start acting from your dysregulated state, you're only going to add chaos to the situation. When your nervous system settles, your thinking becomes more spacious. You gain access to the wisdom underneath the pain. You reconnect with your own deep I, your divine essence, rather than the part of you that is so small and scared and fearful right now. Rest in that divine essence. Rest in the center as long and as often as you can. It is your lifeline. If you need guided help with this, I'll link my ujjayi breath practice and box breathing meditation below, and that can help you. Way number 5, let hope be small. After betrayal, hope often feels impossible, or it feels too painful or vulnerable to touch. But healing doesn't require big, bold hope. It only requires tiny moments of relief. Hope that sounds like, I made it through today. This moment feels a little lighter. I handled that better than yesterday. Small hope is still hope, and it grows. You don't have to rebuild your entire life. You don't have to know how this will all end. You just take one gentle step at a time. One of my favorite mantras is, this is just how it is right now. With hand on heart, when whatever feels most unbearable creeps back up into your thoughts and the heat floods into your face and chokes your throat. This is just how it is right now. To me, the real warrior, the bravest person on the battlefield, is the one who allows themselves to feel all that terror and face it. Breathe into it, hand on heart. This is just how it is right now, and my feet are still here underneath me. One moment, one breath at a time. This is how the rest of your life, how post-traumatic growth starts. Healing after betrayal is not linear. Some days you'll feel strong. Some days you'll feel raw again. Some days you will explode in a mountain of rage and make a big mess. But every moment of awareness, every breath you take, every boundary you honor is evidence that you are returning to yourself. You're going to be okay, however this turns out. If you want guided support for the emotional overwhelm, start with my guided breath practices. If you're in the middle of a spiral or a panic, or desperate for the tools that can help you make your way through a true journey, please reach out and find me at beckymoeller.com. And if you're ready for deeper support in rebuilding trust with yourself, or if your partner is willing to step together onto a pathway that will give you both a shared vocabulary, tools, and a framework to rebuild something beautiful, healthy, and accountable, you can explore my year-round mindfulness program at beckymoeller.com, where I work with both individuals and couples through live weekly classes. You're not stuck, you're healing, and I don't want you to feel alone, not for a second. You're not alone. So many people experience similar things. The fact that you're experiencing this doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. So often, it has almost nothing to do with you at all. I'm here for you and with you. Keep showing up for yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.